Welcome to Pain Points. You're about to witness a real-life scenario that managers like you face every day. After the conversation, type your questions for the characters in the chat. Can you help them lead with confidence? And because you requested it, here's today's pain point.
Hello. Oh, hi. Yeah. I'm meeting with Cynthia in a few minutes. No. She's a colleague. She's been managing a few of my projects while we hire someone permanent. Yeah. The thing is, I found a fairly significant error in her last report. She's usually precise, very thoughtful. So something feels off. At the same time, I'm leading this project, but I'm certainly not her therapist. I want to, address the issue directly without letting the conversation drift somewhere it shouldn't. Yeah. If we can talk honestly, keep it professional, that would be ideal. Sure. Yeah, that would be helpful if you can send me some questions, maybe some ideas and strategies on how I should address this. Great. I'll give you a call right after. Okay. Talk to you soon. Cynthia.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you again for stepping in on these projects. I know this wasn't part of your role initially.
It's fine. I offered.
Yeah. So the transition's been disruptive, unfortunately. There's something we need to correct.
Oh, okay.
In the Q3 allocation sheet, the totals are off by about 8%. Maybe one of the formulas got copied wrong. I don't know. The numbers are off.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's not like you.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Rough? How?
My partner and I have been arguing a lot. This city, it's expensive. Finances are tight. And to be honest, I really haven't been sleeping well. I thought I could compartmentalize, but...
I'm sorry to hear that. At the same time, we are in a sensitive window. When the previous project manager left abruptly, I absorbed a significant gap, as you know. So I'm relying on these reports to stabilize things.
I know that. That's why I said I would help.
Yes, but this work is sloppy. You need to be accurate.
Are you saying I'm not reliable?
I appreciate your help, but I think you might be distracted.
I've been doing this on top of my actual role.
And I've acknowledged that, but stepping in means stepping in fully,
So the mistake outweighs everything else.
The mistake does affect the outcome? Well, either way, I have to document these errors, but I don't want to,
Maybe I shouldn't have shared what's going on in my life. I was just trying to explain why I overlooked the issue. I thought you would understand.
I mean, look, everyone has personal issues, but not everyone shares everything. I wouldn't have taken your offer if I'd known you were so stretched outside of work, but there are performance standards.
I shouldn't have shared my personal issues, and I should have been more careful.
If this arrangement is creating additional stress, we should reconsider it. I need consistency until I can fill the role.
Can you tell me why the previous project manager left?
Let's just correct the numbers, and I'll prioritize finalizing the hire.
Okay. I have someone in mind who can take this on after this. In the meantime, please just keep this conversation between the two of us.
Sure, but please just get me the right numbers as soon as you can.
I'll fix it.
Great. Thank you. Whew.
Now, feel free to ask our main character some questions about the conversation you just saw, how she feels, what she could have done better, and type them in the chat.
So when Cynthia shared what was going on personally, what did I feel in that moment? Well, to be honest, I didn't exactly know how to respond. It was awkward. I'm not used to work getting so personal. I would never share details about my relationship with my boss. I honestly felt unsure of how to respond without crossing professional boundaries. Do I feel Cynthia regrets sharing her concerns with me? Probably, which I suppose is unfortunate. My goal certainly wasn't to create an environment where she doesn't feel comfortable coming to me with issues, though I suppose I'd prefer if those issues were about the work stream. Sure. How do I balance empathy with accountability as a manager? Well, I feel like that word empathy gets thrown around a lot. I'm not really sure how it translates in an office environment. Yet I am working on it. I suppose accountability works best when people feel supported, not judged. Well, that went further off course than I expected. I told myself I was protecting standards, but I may have been protecting my own discomfort. I don't need to know every detail of her personal life, but I also didn't need to shut it down so quickly. She offered to help when I was in a difficult position, and somewhere in that conversation, it started to sound like I was auditing her goodwill. I say I understand emotional nuance, yet I didn't fully consider how my tone and my reliance on her might be adding pressure. You have some strategies that might help? Okay, I'm all ears. Okay, I understand. Let me just make sure I fully grasp what you're saying. You're saying that I should follow these 3 strategies going forward? First, I need to, I wasn't actually actively listening, so active listening. Cynthia was being quite vulnerable. I should have slowed down and let her speak. I was trying to show that I understood her situation outside of work, but I believe I was focusing too much on the report. Yes. And second, maybe I was too rigid about company rules. I'm not heartless, but you're right. Maybe I came across that way. She did. She went out of her way and stepped in to help during a difficult, big transition. And unfortunately, I brought up technicalities in her performance and how I had to report them, which just made her more anxious. What I should have done is explored with her some adjustments that could improve the quality of her work. Instead, I made it seem as if she was underperforming. And I'm sure that made her feel that her job was at risk. Yes. And finally, I didn't fully account for my impact on the situation. I tried to maintain my tone. I have a feeling she regrets being honest and telling me stories about her personal struggles. Obviously, I shouldn't have shut her down, especially when she was already under pressure. And because she offered to help me out of her own free will, I did not acknowledge how much she put into supporting me and my department. Yes. In the end, I don't think I created a safe environment for her. Look, I really appreciate your insight here. You've consistently led your teams with empathy, and I will make sure to embed them in the next conversation. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time.
We hope these strategies equip you to better navigate your leadership challenges. Join us next week, same time, same place, for Pain Points, the manager moments that make or break you. Brought to you by Ibis Consulting Group. Contact us to bring scenario-based learning in-house.